Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this special presentation. My name is Andy Michaud, and today's special presentation is a tour that I took with State Representative Jeff Berger and the House Speaker James Ainham. And we went to several sites in the city of Waterbury to show the House Speaker the various projects that have been completed in the city of Waterbury. And I would have to say it was a very gratifying day for myself to go and see these various projects throughout the city because they are extremely positive for the city of Waterbury and its people. And the first part of the tour, we started off on Division Street at the PAL Center, and then we went over to the PAL Rec Center. And very, very impressive on how that center has been developed and how the school has been refurbished by Police Chief Neil O'Leary and the entire police department, which I think everyone has participated in. It's probably one of the most positive things that I've seen in the city of Waterbury over the last several years. It's really going to affect the inner city youth in the city. I believe it's going to affect the crime rate, which is going to make it lower in the future because you're going to be taking kids off the street, putting them into the gymnasiums, into the ball fields, onto the basketball courts. So when these kids grow up, they'll be playing ball instead of hanging out on the street corners, and they have excellent role models in the policemen in our police department in the city of Waterbury. Once again, Police Chief Neil O'Leary, brilliant concept, brilliant idea, and how he was able to put this whole deal together within 1 year's time of purchasing, or I should say, coming up with the idea, raising the money, almost $1 million, purchasing the school and the gymnasium, and refurbishing both buildings and making them active. Before the chief started and his team, there were 80 kids involved in PAL. Today there's over 2,400. Very impressive, and I know State Representative Berger and House Speaker Ainham were also very impressed. So we're going to go to that video now.
Completely in a pretty bad state of disarray, but when we started the PAL program that we talked about in Hartford, the first thing we ran out of was space. So one of our big contributors, Fritz Blazes, has a strong relationship with the Archbishop. So we were able to get a meeting pretty quick with the Archbishop in Hartford in February. December 06. We had a through Gary's work in February 07, we closed on both these buildings in June 07. We did the rec center first. We did that over first because it was in a little better shape. This building was built in the late 50s. The rec center went up in the 70s, so it was a little better shape. And we spent about 6 weeks, 7 days a week in the rec center, did that over. And then we came over here in late June, and we just had the grand opening last week. Yeah. And we're running after-school programs here. We've got, now we have 2,400 and change kids in PAL. We've got a big operation. We were very successful with the capital campaign, as we mentioned to you in Hartford. Yeah, we were able to raise a lot of money through private sources, and that enabled us to do not only the purchase but the renovation. So we're in good shape, and we're just we're looking to keep it going. Yeah, that's the challenge. You get buildings this size, the maintenance and the heat and the insurance, and then 2,400 kids that we have to pay per head. We have to have all the liability insurances just in case, you never know. And then the fuel and utility costs, and add on a little equipment, and you got troubles. Oh, you know what's very interesting, Mr. Speaker? Over here.
This is the spot for the school.
This is the K-8 spot. There was some talk about whether or not they were going to put it here. It's got a lot of environmental remediation issues, a number of different factors through the years over there. But this piece of property going west has been the site now designated by the Commissioner of Education for the K-8 school.
Excellent.
And the school's going to, everything from this point north is going to be gone.
Excellent.
They're going to remediate the ground, and then they're going to build a school that's going to face North Main Street, which is that way. And then this whole area here is going to be the athletic field.
So it's a great
Slam dunk.
synergy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
it
had a
works out
little
good.
pushback from the Commissioner's Office of Education originally, and then the chief got involved, and they actually went up and did aerial photos of the site. We resubmitted, the delegation resubmitted a proposal, and then it was accepted. The question was, like the chief said, about the remediation. Do we want to pay for remediation of the site? And we said that it was important for the community, and then they went along with the package. So that was a good battle that we
What's
won.
the timeline on that?
Timeline is 2010, 2010, I think.
I think so.
All right.
2010
Yeah.
to 2011 or 12. There might be a year delay because of remediation. So
Yeah.
that would be the only thing that would
We're in
pull
the
it back.
process of negotiating for the acquisition of the properties, and this is the site the community wanted. You know, they wanted it in the area where it could serve as a catalyst for further neighborhood revitalization, and it will. And the good news is the preliminary phase ones we've done are not as bad as we thought. So I think that the environmental condition is not quite that bad. So we'll be able to get through this within
That
a
was
year.
a big concern.
Yeah.
You can see what a different footprint you're going to have. over there.
Yeah. Well, this is, if this didn't go, if the K-8 didn't go here, obviously we would still continue our programs over here. But having the K-8 right here is it's a feeder school for this program. The alternate site was way north, up in the Berkeley area. I think you guys were there this morning.
Yeah, we just.
The problem is it's not accessible for the population's here. The bulk of the population is right here, so that's why we fought so hard to get it done. And it was a good fight. It was fun. You know, we had the cops up in the airplanes, there was, aerial photos, and the building now.
And the building now is named for Senator Sullivan. Chief, you might want to mention the building is now named for Senator Sullivan.
Senator William Sullivan, you must remember.
Thanks,
When he passed away, a group of his friends, and coincidentally, a lot of the people involved in this operation today, primarily the Blazes family, they got together and started a foundation. They raised $100,000, and they were giving out scholarships. Annual scholarships. When we started this program, the foundation, through his son Craig Sullivan, and who's corp counsel for the city, and a few others came forward to us and said, you know, instead of giving out scholarships every year, we'd like to give the entire amount of the foundation to you to help purchase the school. So in thankfulness for that, we named the school after him. Yeah, so it worked out good. You see the
Yeah, they kept it
sign.
nice good.
That sign we rebuilt. That was in about 15 pieces. We found it, and we had one of our officers rebuild it. And we'll start. We'll take you through it. This is just some of the donors. We have a platinum list and a gold list. Folks who have gone above and beyond. And then we've also named quite a few platinums there with some of our big donors. I'll take you upstairs and work your way down. So as you can see, the site over here.
Then we're going to come over to
You know, this is, you can see the condition of the site. That's why it was so,
Okay.
we fought so hard to
Just want to let you know where we are.
get the school over there because it's a dump, you know? I wish you could have seen this before. You know, picture up, all boarded up, you know, closed for 5 years, had a water problem. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's almost all brand new. All the classrooms have new ceilings, floors, windows. The window project was the biggest project. And but we bought, you know, the best windows, the most energy efficient windows. And the cops did all the demolition. Yeah, yeah. Every day, on average, we have anywhere from 1 to 5 prisoners here from Cheshire. We pick them up every morning early, bring them up here, they work with us all day, we bring them home at night. It's a great relationship because it gets them out of there for the day. 3 of them, so far, have been released to the community. We've got all 3 jobs.
Terrific.
Yeah, and they're all doing good. Yeah, yeah, they're low risk, you know. So the classrooms are all big, they're bright. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Did you see the signs, Jeff?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Are those new? I didn't see those
Yeah.
before.
And
Were they? Oh, I didn't come upstairs.
I'm looking for that too.
What, Century 21 wing here. There's still room for expansion.
Here's a bath just to give you an idea, you know. When we started the project, we had Mr. Oniglia from ONG up here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and he gave us his assessment of the building. He said, look, it needs a lot of work, but you need a bomb to knock it down. So they don't build them like this anymore. This is a social service center that we're making. 3 small offices. Our kids will know, once they come through this door, everything is confidential. So we're gonna have DCF people in here, social workers, psychologists. And we've got a commitment from different organizations already to staff in September. This will be the absolute room where you can go to and,
Right.
2,400 kids, about 87% of them are, in at-risk status. So there's issues, But I tell you, we're having fun with them, and they're doing a great job, and they're showing up, and they're stakeholders and all this, and even the parents are getting involved,
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We've got 200 kids from outside.
What?
My whole life. This is all, listen, Mike Pugliotti and Fred, this is all that everybody does. Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, this is an important part of this.
Absolutely.
Getting the kids around.
Look at this.
Look at that. Wow, that's awesome.
One of our biggest
For
supporters.
them. That's
Yeah.
terrific.
Everybody's a stakeholder.
Did you see the editorial in Monday's paper about PAL? They had an editorial in Monday's paper, City Proud of PAL.
Yeah.
It was a big editorial. And it talked about the revitalization of the PAL program. And as a result of that editorial, 3 things have happened. Number 1, we got a call from an attorney, Paul De Sousa, who said, I have a client who is elderly, saw the editorial in the paper, is impressed with what's going on, and I need your tax ID numbers because she's leaving PAL in her will. We don't know who she is. Another family, the Pettit family, no relation to, they're in Cheshire, but no relation to poor Dr. Pettit. They're members of the country club, Ray Pettit.
I know, right?
Yeah. His wife called up, her mother and my mother grew up on the same street, and said, we were talking about the editorial and we're sending you a check for $5,000.
Oh, that's nice.
But, it's that kind of stuff that's going on from the press. We're getting a lot of good press, and the press is what's selling the program. And the paper's been on board with us from the beginning. They've been to the ball games, to the Learning Center initiatives. We started the learning component of PAL a couple of years ago. We just now have this place to do it, but we've been using our training center and our police station to teach these kids, Yeah, so it's all,
That's great.
it's been, that exposure has been,
Yeah, the option of what could have been here.
it's been
What is
phenomenal.
here now is
Nice, did a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Renovations look really nice.
Oh, it's fun, you had to see these guys, the cops and the inmates and the neighborhood people and, and the classrooms are, you see it? They're beautiful.
Also, Chief, you might want to also mention too is that, even the members of the department contribute out of their checks every week.
Oh, that's a huge component.
Everybody in the department contributes.
Yeah, big teachers too, right? Peter Berger, he's a good friend of ours, and we made him the chairman of our finance board.
Hey, there, how are you?
To legitimize, all these computers came from Holy Cross High School.
When they upgraded the new one.
To legitimize their commitment, when I say the corporate community's commitment, we formed a finance board, a PAL finance board, and we asked our biggest corporate donors, who are our business people, to sit on the board. Gary's on the board, Peter Baker from Crystal Rock's on the board, Lenny Mecca, David Mahan from, Funny Side, the race,
Yeah, they got it. I got his T-shirt.
He's
Yeah.
very sick now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but these guys have been instrumental in, let's face it, we don't have a business background. You start raising money and investing, in doing all the things we're doing, you know, we don't want to make any mistakes. We want to protect everybody's investment, and we want to prove and have a credible relationship that this is no flash in the pan operation here. So we made that finance board up, and we follow the recommendations to the letter of the finance board, such as right now we have an internal audit, our annual internal audit going on, and you know, we account for every penny at every finance meeting, because it's big money.
Sure.
And you know, when the money's coming in and these guys are writing big checks, we want them to know where the money's going. And it's nice to have them on the board, because then they can see not only where the money's going, but what our needs are.
Well, it adds legitimacy to the
yeah,
whole operation.
yeah, and that's been a lot of fun. And like for instance, this multimedia room here is Bobby Garthwaite's from Clydell Manufacturing.
Another great.
Bobby's been, you know, one of our biggest supporters, not only in this endeavor, but for years with the Westburg Golf Tournament and everything else that we do. Nice to see you, Mr. Butler.
Yes, good to see you, Chief, again.
Yeah,
We're in
So
the heart of
soon.
the 72nd.
we're running, yeah, we're right in the center of Larry's district here.
Yes.
We're right here. I can show you, I think one of the,
This is great.
We talked a little about the school, two across the street.
Oh, good,
yeah,
good.
programs, we're getting all the books from there. This is the administrative offices here. You had to see it, you really had to see it.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Before and after.
Let me tell you, I brought Mr. Payson here to publisher, 77 years old. When he walked through here with the first Gary and I, the first time, you know, you couldn't help but tear. You see all the little chairs and desks, and you see the potential of the building, and then you see it closed. You know, it breaks your heart. But the fact is, the Archdiocese had it closed because the neighborhood, the parish just was almost non-existent. I like this.
Actually, my daughter went to school here for 4 years, and I can tell you that this is a vast improvement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're doing a nutrition class out of there.
There's the whole dances in here.
That's
Full
right.
stage, we've had a number of
Ceremony
community events
this
here.
week here.
Yeah.
Memorial ceremony. Yep.
He's been, these guys have been in this from the get-go. Yeah. They did all the work. They did all the work, we took all the credit. But, you know, they did all the painting and the scrubbing and the cleaning.
It really is nice, guys.
And, you know, the stage is beautiful. Yeah, it's fully functional.
You guys redid all this still?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at that, that's nice.
And we did all this in really about 9 months. Yeah, start to finish, roof to basement. We put in a new drainage, there was a water issue here I mentioned. We put a new drainage system inside and outside. This place is dry as a bone. That's the first thing we did. We were gonna invest in this place. We weren't gonna allow any more damage to occur. That was a big operation, about 35,000. We had to take the underground oil tank outside. Yeah, yeah.
What a difference.
You know what we did with the oil from the oil tank? 3,000 gallons, gave it to our kids. Filled up all our oil tanks. Look at that. You got an idea now? That's where we're standing. Yeah.
Wow.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Neil, you had all the books and everything here?
Some of them, yeah. Oh, yeah, those were all here.
So everything was here?
A lot of the books, though, were really outdated, but we still saved them all. But you can see the Archdiocese left us a lot of stuff. Under the stage are tables and chairs. And, you know, you can see the ceilings. See? But, yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Quite a remarkable
Good job,
change.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. Yeah. We got one more place to show you.
We're gonna go down to the gymnasium.
We'll take a walk, can't you?
You wanna walk or drive? We gotta
Nice,
scoop, we
thanks,
gotta
fellas.
scoop the stadium.
Good job.
Are you running late? Well, I'll tell you, by the time we get in the car, we'll be back. Easier to back here.
All right, whatever
There's
you
only
think.
one block.
We'll sneak out this door. It's beautiful. Yeah. This is just some of the things we've done. This is a nursing home who collected over $1,500 in coins. No, they did. Some of our sporting events. This is Fred Blazes, our corporate man. And this are just, you know, we have the cheerleading, we have our own band, we have, you know, this is Ryan Gomes, he used to be with the Celtics, now he's with the Timberwolves. This is our Halloween party, this is our Earth Day, this is our turkey drive, you know, and this is our gymnasium, which is absolutely beautiful.
This is nice.
Yeah.
And this was part of the old school.
Yeah.
This gets utilized a lot, I'm sure.
You can't believe the use this place gets. From 2:30 every day on, and then Saturday and Sunday, forget about it, till 10, 11 at night.
Fantastic.
And on Wednesday night, we do, the only thing the parishioners of St. Lucy's asked from us when it was announced that we were gonna purchase the buildings was if we would bring back bingo.
Oh, great, good.
So we sent an officer, Dave Andreski, one of the ones you just met, through that whole process,
It
which
was
is a,
big, and that's what bingo boy.
whoa. We're getting around 130, 140 people every Wednesday night here for bingo.
We have,
We've never netted less than $1,000.
oh, no doubt. I remember we went, we had a controversy 7 or 8 years ago. I was part of the parish, you know, and reported that for the Catholic schools. And they wanted to ban the smoking just before the smoking bills came. I had more people call me wanting to kill me. So it wasn't my idea.
Oh,
It wasn't my idea.
the first,
I'm not bingo. I want to smoke my cigarette.
listen, they were happy to get the bingo, but they weren't so happy with
No,
no
I
smoking
know.
bingo. They tried to get us to change their mind, we wouldn't do it.
We went nuts.
You drive by, you see a crowd of them out there. Get back in quick.
USA Boxing,
Yes, yes.
and USA Boxing wants to come into the state of Connecticut, and the speaker has been,
Yeah, we're
you know, a
pretty
strong
close, we're
supporter.
pretty close. They were in Bridgeport the other day. I don't know if you saw that. Yards.
No, I didn't
They
see
had
that.
a huge ticket. They came in, they packed the place.
Okay.
And part of that is, with USA Boxing, they're going to satellite out to various communities. And I know that myself and Larry and the entire delegation was pushing strong for PAL to be part, Waterbury PAL, to be part of the USA Boxing pilot, which are going to be distributed around the state. And I don't know if you want to just tell them a little bit about the boxing program.
We have a tremendous boxing program. We have 116 kids in boxing. We box every day from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Every day, 116 kids involved. We've got a fellow by the name of Dexter Gregory who runs our boxing program. We've had some good success stories. As a matter of fact, a PAL boxer is now ranked number 2 in the country in the welterweight division. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's very, I mean, that's one of our big claims to fame right now. He and Ryan Gomes and a few others. But we have a relationship with that boxing association. We pay dues, we belong to them, but we would love to expand on it. Boxing is expensive. You know why? Insurance. Insurance. But we are one of the few PALs left who do boxing because it's gotten too expensive for most of the others. But we're because we have so many youth involved in boxing, we're not going to abandon it. We're going to do whatever we have to do to keep it going. But, you know, we need, obviously, it's all about getting help.
Yeah, and here's where we are right now. I mean, they're thinking of making Connecticut their home, USA, which is great because say in New York City, the problem is that they're lost. You know, their Olympic team is there right now that's going to Beijing, and but between the Yankees and the Mets and Rangers, etc., they're way on the bottom of the chain of people's interests. They figure if they can move it to Connecticut, you'll get the interest of New York, you get the interest of Boston, and we're kind of like a center location. But what they're doing also is they will bring the Olympic team with them to Connecticut. They also have their after-school programs, gloves for guns or whatever the program is there, which is a very successful program. But I think it would be really, it will fit nice here in Waterbury for what you already have. In Bridgeport, they just had their ticket. They did at Harbor Yards, packed the place.
I was there for that.
It was a huge success. Turn up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And part of that is what you say, and a part of USA Boxing coming in, having a footprint in Connecticut is that they provide the gloves,
Right.
the
They do
rings,
all
to
that.
help with the
Which
insurance,
is nice.
and if you become part of that
So-
pilot, that's great.
So
You get
we're
that benefit.
probably about, probably a month away from actually getting him here to sign and have a press conference that they're gonna come to Connecticut. The nice thing about that is we'll get them right before we send the Olympic team to Beijing, we'll
Yeah.
have them in Connecticut, which would be kind of a fun thing to bring up to Waterbury.
Well,
for the
yeah.
kids.
That's what we want, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. You know, Waterbury has long history of boxing.
Boxing, yeah.
Long, way back in the day.
So it'd be kind of a fun thing, you know?
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, we can sign the bill right here in Connecticut.
Right here in the gym,
Right here in Pell, we can set the ring up.
right here on the table.
Yeah, we We feed the key to one of the other keys to the success of PAL, the real side of it is, look, our kids, we feed them. Every single day, we feed our kids. We have a relationship, as a matter of fact, I'm going to see him personally on Monday with Mike Bizzuto from Bizzuto's in Cheshire. Bizzuto's has been, I can't even begin to describe the generosity that's come out of that place. They're Waterbury people. They've had a reputation, the father, Adam, and the rest had a reputation supporting the community. They're past, the boys are taking over. Everything we feed our kids comes out of Bizzuto's, and we feed them good. And they don't go home hungry. They get here hungry, and they leave full. And they you know, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And we just have, you know, a lot of times too, we'll have neighborhood kids come. We don't have a problem with that. They're PAL kids. They may not be in the particular program that we're doing on that particular day. They eat. They have a good time. And they hang out here. And they pick up garbage, and they walk around, and they watch the place, and that's really what it's all about. So this is the kitchen on this side. I didn't really show you the kitchen on the other side, which is also phenomenal. But show them the administrative stuff, and then we'll get them going. Because I know you guys are in a hurry.
How are you? Very charitable.
You know what it is, Mr. Speaker? When you get people like you, corporate people, and the average Joe into these buildings, they're sold. Because you can see it.
I never seen a
Real.
bird.
You know where your money's going. You know, the buildings are beautiful. You know, their bathrooms are everywhere. You know, this is our meeting room here, not only for coaches, but for teachers, but for police officers. You know, it's just a phenomenal facility. And, you know, and we have a lot of room. Yeah. And we have, these are our administrative officers. All of our kids, every single kid in town is in our database. We track them, we trace them, we watch them. They're all in these computers. You can punch up the kid's name. You'll get the kid's name, address, his status, demographic status, financial status. One parent household, two parent household, no parent household. Every kid in town is assigned a complimenter. The relationship with the teachers, so here's what happens. You get Neil O'Leary Jr., who's giving a teacher a hard time at Mount Carmel or Tinker or Blessed Sacrament or Driggs School. Call us. We punch the kid's name in a computer. Who's ever got the kid does the intervention. And that's the buy-in. They love it. They love it. Yeah. Teachers love it. Yeah. And that's where we got our credibility from. That's the program Goog started, but it was 2 years ago. And that's really fast.
It's a huge operation.
When we go to school and we talk about PAL, you know, inevitably the teacher will raise their hand and say, yeah, you know, hi Joe.
How are you, sir?
Hey Joe,
Good,
sorry
thanks.
for the mix-up. We're moving around kind of quick.
Yeah.
I snuck in the building.
But we got the police with us. They knew the alarm code.
I was at the wrong door. Still control job?
But when we go to
Underhand.
school, you know, you'll get a teacher at any given school raise their hand and say, you know, I got to tell you something. I had this kid in my class, and the kid had an issue. I called down there. Within the next day, they were up. They did the intervention. They got the parent involved, or maybe they didn't, but they took care of it. Problem solved. Case closed. Move on. That's the big commitment from the teachers, because the teachers always can use the outside help, because obviously it's not always there where they need it, especially sometimes in the home, unfortunately. But that's the fact of life. That's what we're dealing with.
Chief, on the, you know, we ran into some trouble on the Cal Ripken Foundation thing, and the speaker wants to try to do that at some point. But,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you want to just talk a little bit, because I know that you had a meeting in Hartford about that, but just talk about the benefit of what that's going to be for PAL at Cal Ripken Foundation.
Well, I know we had a problem with I know that the whole
The budget
I
situation
think when
is.
you came up, we had surplus.
Yeah.
That
That went
After 3 weeks.
250 million, I think it was.
We were
that plummeted quicker than my checkbook.
Yeah, we were in pretty good shape up to the last couple of weeks. I mean, it all went south, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
Quick.
the Cal Ripken is the real deal too, though, because as you know, they'll match up to $250,000 commitment from the state. if you can get 250,000, I know that's hard. Maybe now it's impossible, and maybe half of that is not even possible. But we run these programs. We know what it costs to run baseball programs. We have 700 kids right now playing baseball in PAL. 200 girls, 500 boys. We know exactly what the expenses are. But if you were to get $500,000, $250 from the state, $250 match from Ripken, you could run baseball programs throughout this state. It's not that expensive. You know, the equipment is the challenge. You know, so you know, even if we can get some of that, it's a start. Because as you know, usually the municipalities and the towns take care of the fields. The big cost of running baseball programs is the equipment, the uniforms, the gloves, the bats. A lot of our kids can't afford the footwear, so we get involved in all that, and $500,000, $250,000. You break that up between the cities and towns, that's a lot of money. Those, for instance, Waterbury, $25,000 out of all of that. Just say $25,000. You know that would keep us going for 5 years.
It starts
Easy.
with us.
We've spent about $5,000 a year in equipment, and we do good. I mean, we bid it out. We do it. We do RFPs and everything. We do it, and they get competitive. And then, of course, you get your community support. So even if you can't quite make it all through whatever foundations or grants you got coming in, you always get the community to kick in the rest. But it's big. Just
So if it's not 250, it's something anyway, and then they'll match whatever that is.
They'll match.
Yeah.
Even if
There's 700 kids that are off the streets playing baseball,
Right.
and not on the street.
What we're trying to do here, we're trying to show our partner cities that you can do this stuff. You know what I mean? You just got to get the right mentality. Just about every city has an empty school building, a boarded up school building, a facility that's being underutilized or not utilized at all, If you can identify that, and then I'd love to have the base in Hartford and Bridgeport and New Haven. The corporate base they have there, I mean, look, this is Waterbury. Right. Look at what we've done. Hartford's got the insurance companies, Layton's got Yale and others, and of course Bridgeport's got the Gold Coast Center. Right. But you have to be able to put yourself in a position in the mindset that you can do it. And that's the hardest part. Because you got to get the partnership with the Board of Education, the school superintendents, the teachers. Mike and I went to all 28 schools, every single one of them, and we spoke to every single school administrator and every single school teacher in this district. And that's when that started happening, and the buy-in started happening. That's when everything started to fall in place, because the teachers were putting the kids in PAL. We started with 80 kids, and we were up to 2,400. And when the teachers started seeing the commitment from us to them and vice versa, that's when it all started happening. And then this was just a dream. Awesome. Yeah. So that's your tour.
Pretty good, Chief.
Well, we're having some fun, and you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, Chief, this is great.
Yeah, we love to have you.
I like to get up here when it's active with the kids.
440 grand. We had Comcast Cable came in and donated us. Not only did they donate quite a bit of money to PAL, they were up here last weekend and they painted all the lines in our parking lot. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Comcast did?
Yeah, yeah.
We had a lot of people here. How many people
We
here?
had 60 people here.
That's fantastic.
They swept the whole place, put the lines down, and we had hamburgers and hot dogs for
That's
them.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Wonderful job.
Yeah,
It's a good size. It's a good size, footprint
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
nice.
it
The
is.
parking lot and the building, it's, takes up a block.
How about the neighbors, Chief?
The neighbors are great. Every single one of these
They must
houses.
be happy, right?
Every single one of these houses has had a dramatic improvement, not only in the appearance of the house, but the kids in every one of these houses are over here every day, which is a great thing.
I'm sure everyone was impressed that just saw the first leg of our tour that day with House Speaker Rainham. And I still find it hard to believe that that was accomplished in such a short period of time. And the positive impact it is having here in the city of Waterbury with the youth in the city, the neighbors up in the north end, the police presence around the school and the gymnasium, all extremely positive, and you're going to see a ripple effect throughout the city. And from what I understand, there's, I think, about 300 members in the Waterbury Police Department. And each one of these police officers contribute out of their weekly pay towards the operations down at PAL, and I believe over 400 school teachers also contribute out of their pay towards the operations of PAL. It's really a team effort throughout the city, and it's very, very positive. On the second leg of our tour, we went to Municipal Stadium. Again, I have to pinch myself when I go there and look at the new football field and ball fields. It's artificial turf. It's incredible when you see this facility, especially from up above. I've filmed several football games and soccer games at the stadium. And when you're up above and you look down at the field, it's very impressive. Beautiful field, new scoreboard, new sound system. It's just a great, great facility. And State Representative Berger, he's trying to continue the progress down at the Municipal Stadium site by doing over the grandstand. And that's what we're going to show now is State Representative Berger with House Speaker Ainham at Municipal Stadium discussing some of the ideas on how to further progress the progress at Municipal Stadium.
This area, which is dilapidated, and I'll show you underneath where it's rotting and the steel is decayed. The thought pattern here is that we would keep the facade and that the interior would be gutted. And then new offices on the first floor, and eliminate the basement here, which is kind of shot. On the infield, what is being projected will be what's called a diamond turf. That's a synthetic surface that's specifically used for baseball.
Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Patrick
Outfield
Walsh.
will remain grass, and the scoreboard will be retrofitted. The sliding paths would be clay, those round clay areas, and new lighting. They can't, Mr. Speaker, have night games here anymore because the lighting is 1930s. They could have filmed The Natural here. See all those lights?
Blowing up.
They are doing the Jackie Robinson story, with Robert Redford here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
We're looking for different stadiums. Just Howard Baldwin let them know.
Yeah.
Have them come here before they fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll fix a little bit of it. But so.
Starts ESPN's doing the work with them.
So that's kind of what we're looking at on phase 2. The field in the back that you see where those other lights are, those are new lights. And that is a Little League field that right now will be done on the original appropriation of phase 1. So that Little League field will be redone, sodded with new sod, flag poles, foul poles, and fencing and backstop. So the Little League kids will be all set. That will be started after July 12th. They have their final tournament July 12th. The money's been already appropriated, RFP'd out. The work will be started the next day. That baseball tournament is done. Yeah. Just to kind of show you, hey Jim, hi. Just to tell them, speaking a little bit about, what the thought pattern is and what we wanted to do here. And I was saying, the idea here is we really basically need to kind of gut this whole thing and then build a new platform, maybe on a slab with offices and bathrooms.
So the bathrooms will be updated.
Can we just go in one of the locker rooms, or can we just show them one of the locker rooms? Sure. They pay to use the facility for their games. Sacred Heart also has a contract specific. And they use the facility and then they practice here. And they move from another part of the facility, which is kind of antiquated. But this is the kind of thing where we really need to round up, and you can see the stands, how they're pretty much.
Okay.
Usually about 100 baseball games there over the course of the spring and summer. And we are not going to be nearly what we were capable of doing because we're not going to play any night games. We're just not safe. We've had issues with umpires just saying it was too dark. So after last year, we just said we're going to schedule. We've got creative scheduling going on. As you can see, Post is playing a morning game right now because we thought we might have to have a high school game this afternoon, which didn't. And we were worried about not having a high school games. But everybody's been cooperative. It really
It's completely redone. Sidewalks, you know, and I think they're going to play AC/DC for you.
Playing your theme song coming out.
That's a song you had for your thing. Now they have the digital. So this is the footprint. All this drainage has been complete.
Did you really have them do that?
I like it. This came out beautiful.
They got your name up in lights.
I like it.
That's a brand new sound system, by the way. This was on the Phase 1 appropriation. Scoreboarding, sidewalking, fencing.
Oh, the goalposts are down.
What kind of reaction, Jim, when we got this complete? How do the people like it?
Oh,
Ecstatic. They've been nothing but compliments.
I can't believe it every time I come here.
Yeah, what a
From,
difference.
It's hard to
From when
believe
we
it's in
started, when
Waterbury.
We did the,
We had 6 of the 8 state soccer finals here, and they were. I mean, we did it on almost on a moment's notice, and it was really nothing but compliments from everybody the way it was on. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to get. You know.
Why don't we walk out?
You want it?
Yeah. Go over.
What are we listening to?
Hey,
Is
Andrew.
it good? Is it a good thing? I think it's a good thing. That's right. Oh, that's right. That's right.
This is Andrew Martelli. He works for WDC. He was the project coordinator with Jimmy. Yeah, show your favorite song. Now, like, just put that digital. That's a new, that's a digital scoreboard there. Those are ones that yellow. Yeah, gotta take that. You don't want to throw stuff at that. Yeah.
Oh, I
Sonny
didn't
Wolf.
recognize him until I heard his voice.
How did he check out on the digital?
We're learning as we're going along.
How'd that work out, Andrew? That was what do you just type it in and scroll?
Yeah, it's got a computer software. His laptop.
Do it with a laptop.
You do it with a laptop.
Well, you
That's
were here
nice.
when first proposed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we threw the football. Remember? I made the catch.
Where were that controversial moment? Yes, he did.
I had to get under that.
Yes, it was. Yes,
The throw was perfect.
Hey, remember when you flew over? The hash marks are missing.
I didn't think he was going to catch up with it.
I think my opponent sent out a flyer on that.
So the next size, what's our next goal?
Our next goal is, like we described, 1.6, I think it was. Yeah. And I think we can squeeze $1 million out of the city. So $3 million, I think, or close to it's going to get us pretty far. We'll get everything. We'll get lights. We'll get the turf on the infield, and we'll retrofit those stands.
No sponsor.
And we'll be done, right?
I'll get in.
Be in pretty good shape.
Kids pool construction.
Right.
Most of the bonding issues under Governor Rell have been minimal compared to, let's say, Governor Rowland and Governor Berger since I've been here. When you think about it, just a couple quick projects I can, off the top of my head, $1 billion for Adrian's Landing, $1 billion for UConn, which was well spent, the $1 billion for UConn, no doubt about it, even though there's been, unfortunately, some problems with the contractors, but those are big projects. You don't see $1 billion projects coming out of Hartford anymore. And I think, a lot of these things like football fields like this, when you see a renovation in a baseball field where people have kids in school, they only have kids once, so to have I think investing in family and in sports activities nowadays, I think it's a very positive thing. I think we need to do more to try to promote family interests and being with children and giving them, something they can be proud of.
And Joe, this ties in, and the speaker's always been very supportive of the quality of life issues, not only in Waterbury, for our entire district, and David, Representative Alvarado. And the speaker has always been supportive of the quality of life issues, giving back to the districts, giving back to the city. Phase 1 of Municipal Stadium is one shining example of it, and the continuation of Phase 2 is part of that commitment, not only here in Waterbury and the Waterbury district, but in the entire state of Connecticut, giving back to the taxpayers, you know, what they deserve, not only for themselves, but for their children and for future generations. So, you know, that's what we're all trying to build here.
It's taxpayers' money.
It's taxpayers. And you know what? This is a tangible asset. They can drive by, they can see, and they can appreciate. They know what was here before, and now they see what's here now, and they're very happy of the work that we do. So.
It definitely gets a lot of use, right? Right, Jim?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing about this one more than some of the other ones is if you look at the minor league stadiums and stuff, those are, you know, great for the economy, but it's not the taxpayers using them as much as, you know,
Right.
getting some entertainment value maybe. But Waterbury kids are using these fields. That's what we're
And
looking
let's
for.
face it, every community has pride. And when you have a game down here, you have another town come in, you don't want to be embarrassed of your field. You want people to say, wow, you know, geez, we played in Waterbury. What a beautiful facility they have. And it just, you have people walk away with a good taste in their mouth about your community. And you know, being around Waterbury today and some of the visiting Palace we did, and you know, Larry Butler today, they have
Berkeley Warner, yeah.
Berkeley Warner there with playground equipment that hasn't been replaced in 50 years. I mean, that to me is a shame. All those kids for what, 2 or 3 generations never had a decent playground to play in. And I think people would rather see their communities and their local communities have facilities that are good for the kids and good for the neighborhood.
Thank you, sir. Especially this, because this is a valley, a county experience, you know, for athletes too. So everyone uses this.
This is a Greater Waterbury, absolute Greater Waterbury facility, and they all come from all around to use it. And that also is, you know, a pretty wide reach on soccer, Jim. And Jim also brought up a good point, and we're going to get out of the rain here, but Jim brought a good point of that, keeping this in the realm of amateur athletes, not professional sports, because these professional baseball or soccer will eat up all of your times and slots, and that's not the mission statement we're trying to create.
We had a U10 Bunker Hill soccer game here because it was available. If it's open and, you know,
On the main field?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
kids must have had a blast.
And that's what we, you know, if it's available, there's not a lot of maintenance for us to do on it to get it ready for them. I mean, it's a matter of open up the doors and let them do it. So that's the nice part about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know, where we have to get a field ready for a baseball game right now. That takes manpower and overtime, and this doesn't. This is just
and it's for the
throw a
kids.
ball out and let them play.
That's right. How about the people that use it? Do they like pick up after themselves after they leave? Do they? They understand you want to use this field to clean up.
We've had a couple issues that people don't quite understand, and one of our biggest problems right now, believe it or not, is sunflower seeds.
Oh, no kidding.
Because they
spit them
out, you know,
Yeah.
and the grass, you know, eventually they get into the soil, they get into, you know, lawnmower. Well, we don't do that here, you know. So we're begging coaches to, you know, help us out on that level. But
Give 'em peanuts.
you know, new problems came, but little ones, so nothing,
Yeah.
nothing like, you know. You try to put
Again, another impressive project here in the city of Waterbury. You really couldn't get the full aspect of the football field because I wasn't able to get a shot from up above. It was a rainy day that day, but to see the field in the amount of people that are using the facility at Municipal Stadium. And then the exciting part is the redevelopment of the grandstand at Municipal Stadium. I mean, it's an old building. It's made out of the exterior walls, I believe, are made out of granite. The grandstand itself is made out of steel, and it's pretty much a rust bucket right now. And I know the city, they keep trying to paint over it, and what happens after you paint rust, you end up with painted rust. That's all it is. It's a rusty facility. They want to completely strip that and put in a concrete grandstand over there. So you're going to eliminate the future problems of rust in the future, and it should last for a very long time. And again, that's going to make complete the Municipal Stadium site and facility. And it's going to be pretty much state-of-the-art here in the area and in the state of Connecticut, and it's something for the citizens of Waterbury to be extremely proud of. On the third leg of our tour, we went to Kennedy High School, and we visited with Principal Mike Yaman, and we were there to honor a student that has been accepted to Princeton College, and actually there are 2 students that have been accepted to Princeton College, and on a full ride, full scholarship. And Principal Yaman was also explaining, I think there's 3 or 4 other kids that have been accepted to Ivy League schools, and 42 kids have been accepted to UConn up at Storrs, so they'll be going to the Storrs campus next year. So it's quite an honor for the kids at Kennedy High School, the amount of kids being accepted to these major colleges, and it's something for us to be very proud of the students in the city. I know that, you know, we quite often the media likes to focus on the negative and CMT scores and everything else, but to see these kids excel here in the public schools in the city of Waterbury, to me, was probably one of the most impressive things that I saw on the day of that tour, and it was something to be very proud of. And we also toured the library, the new library at Kennedy High School, a beautiful library, state-of-the-art. Speaking to Principal Yaman, he said the kids are very excited about the new library, the grounds outside the library. It's just a great asset for Kennedy High School, and again, another impressive part of our tour.
This is phenomenal for Kennedy High School. That's a it's similar to a Berger. It's a rubber composite, and it's supposed to wear fantastic. So we're excited about opening the library. You know, it's going to change the dynamics of the school 100%. You know, and it's been a great initiative. I don't think you could go wrong.
Are these computers? You have a computer lab. And is there an additional?
We have 2 computer labs in here, and this is additional. We have 2 wireless hubs in here. So we're really, you know, our philosophy last year was to enhance instruction through technology. That was one of the school goals that we created, and I think this is going to do the job. And all the computers that we had last year are recycled into the building. So I think we've done a good job with the recycle. This is Miss Spirit. She's been wonderful. It's been a turbulent year for her not having a library, but she's really been very supportive. So it's come
on,
a long
nice.
way. Yeah, there's 2 computer labs down here too.
Yeah, this is the old courtyard.
This is the old.
Did you go to school
courtyard.
here? Yeah. So you got, hang on, some room. Yeah, beautiful, huh?
Oh,
It's nice. It shows you what you can do with state money, right?
We're not 100%
Thank you.
yet. We're in the process of
Yeah.
completing, like I said. A few other things we have to do. We're trying to figure out the LCDs that are hung everywhere. And so we have a mount that's a teacher desk. So we're getting it done. I mean, like I said before, you know, enhancing education through technology. The kids buy in, you engage them, and I think we're going to be successful.
You know, Mike, this is like very similar. We live in Cal, and they have like a learning facility there, and they're saying the same thing. You know, they're working with educators, working with the kids in technology, and having the kids realize it. Because a lot of the children, and you know, we understand it, that they don't have a computer at home. You know, a lot of them don't. You know, and some are lucky, some aren't. But to be able to have this kind of hardware here is just tremendous.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And I think Amir's a perfect example of why we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets into, you know, probably one of, if not the best school in the country.
Yes.
Amir and Joe DeSilva both got into Princeton this year.
Pretty good.
It's amazing. The results we had this year at Kennedy High School are second to none. Amazing. The next room is a wireless laptops we have.
Nice, huh?
All these laptops are wireless. We have the LCDs hung again.
This is great.
And we have an LCD in here.
Excellent.
And, you know, it's, like I said, we're not officially opened yet, but it's coming. Hi, how are you?
She's here, Martha's here. She made it.
Good, good,
Hello,
good.
Mr. Speaker. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You got here okay?
Yes, I did.
Traffic was okay?
A little bit.
Good.
Hi, Amir. How are you?
Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, thanks for getting up here. We had a little tour knowing that you.
Yeah. Hello, Mr.
Hi,
How
nice
are you?
to see you.
Nice to see you too. So yeah, big pride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we go to my office? I want to take a picture.
Sure, that'd be
Did they give you one of those?
Yes,
Oh, you have it
I
in
have
the
it in
car?
my car.
All right, great.
And I have some things for you.
Yeah, that's what Larry said, yeah. I still have some paperwork, Harper.
Mr. Yaman wants to show us one more.
It's LCD, so everything's wireless. I can hook up the LCD from the ceiling. I can hook up to a wireless laptop for presentations for kids. I mean, we've done a few things in here already. Like I said, it's not finished yet and completed, but I opened it up so that the student body can acclimate themselves with the new library. And then in September, we'll be up and running, you know, with teaching classes in here. We're going to schedule classes right into these rooms so they don't go, you know, unused. I want them operating and running full time. So I'm going to have teachers with AP classes and honors classes in here. We're going to try some type of virtual learning too next year. But we do one course right online. The textbook we use, we talked to a supplier and they're willing to give us a free year with a textbook, and we'll see if our students, we won't have to buy the book. We do it right online, one of our existing courses. See how it works out.
So you're gonna do an online course?
We're going to yes, but it's not an online course. It's where the textbooks and all your resources are online. So
you
everybody
access the computer.
you access
into
the
your site,
computer
right.
in
Here,
order to
in
use
the-
it instead of a textbook.
Because this goes a long way. We used to throw erasers at the chalkboard, right?
That's about it. That's about it. I think our knuckles were still on the floor.
We're knuckle draggers. This is just wonderful.
And Mike, how do the kids respond when they come into this place?
Oh, they're thrilled.
Shock
Really?
and awe.
Ask them here.
Yeah,
When
I
it
was pretty
being built.
amazed when I came here. It's like really, I saw it building like, you know, while I was building, it was like, yeah, big and much bigger improvement than it was before. So more books and more like technology and all that.
But do the kids come in here really thinking that they want to learn in this facility and not just a place to go hang out, talk?
I think you hit it on the nose. When it's new and it looks good, you feel good.
Yeah.
You're excited to learn. You're enthusiastic, and I think you're more respectful.
Yeah.
You're more respectful of the environment. I mean, everybody's really
beautiful.
bought in. The whole student body is bought into it.
And the courtyard's finished too.
Yeah,
Pop our head out the
It
door.
so hard.
Came out really nice, huh,
It's
Mike?
raining pretty hard. It came out gorgeous.
Because I remember when you showed me before, I mean,
Came
it was
out
all rough.
gorgeous. Came
Beautiful.
out gorgeous. Guys,
They were right in between us.
Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, do you want to present this, I think?
Well, why don't you, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll present it and then you can read it. The citations, we don't give a lot of these out. And it is really an honor because of a couple of reasons. Number one, if you ever decide to get married or have kids or grandkids or anybody relative, this day you can go to the library sometime 10 years from now, 100 years from now, and this will be in their citation of who received it. So it's kind of neat. And it just shows, and Jeff will be beating it in a moment, but it's just an award for your achievement. With that, we're very proud of you as a Connecticut citizen. And really, I can tell just by meeting you for a short time and the principal and Mark and others, the pride that other students see in you as a leader. And we hope big and great things for you at Princeton. And we hope whatever you choose, if it's politics, we hope that you do that. But if not that, whatever you do in life, we wish you continued success. And just remember one thing is that any success you have, the most important thing is bringing it back to the kids in the community and sharing that and trying to make this world a better place, okay? So really been an honor. I've only known this guy for a short time. I can tell he's quite a unique individual, so
Amir, you want to look up too?
congratulations.
That's great.
All right, Jeff, why don't you read that?
Yes, I'm here. On behalf of the entire General Assembly, and particularly the Waterbury delegation, both in the Senate and in the House, we've had a wonderful tour of the school here in the new library. And, you know, we as representatives of the people are so very, very proud of your accomplishments, along with the accomplishments of the school in general, and certainly leading the area in sending seniors to Ivy League schools, and also placing, as Principal Yaman has stated to us, placing over 40 students into UConn stores this year. So given those vast accomplishments and important accomplishments, not only for the student body, the school, and certainly for you, we have special recognition for you. And in your honor, it is hereby known to all Connecticut General Assembly congratulations for your excellent academic accomplishments, including graduation in the top 20 of the 2008 John F. Kennedy High School class, election to the National Honor Society, and acceptance to Princeton with a full scholarship. You have also contributed your time to the community and advocated for underprivileged students. Your varied achievements serve as an example to all. Congratulations, signed the President Pro Tem Don Williams, Speaker of the House Jim Amon, Secretary of State Susan Bisowitz. Congratulations.
Let's take another one. Here, go ahead.
Mr. Hammond, you want to get closer?
Yeah, come on.
You guys, Jeff, move in a little. There you go.
I remember in Princeton, I got to make sure I know somebody.
You're gonna know 2 students in a little while.
The House Jim Amon.
Great job, Joe. Thank you. Man, you guys are terrific.
They're amazing,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah,
I guess we got to get you one of these, Joe.
We're going to get you a
We gotta get
citation
you
also.
this one too, all right? So we'll
Joe,
make sure
can
we
you
do
look
that
this
for
way?
you.
We might just take a shot.
Might be an excuse for me to
Mike,
come
come on
back.
in.
Mike, you should.
Yeah,
So now,
sure.
Nick tells me you guys are buddies.
Yeah.
You're going to bring the Kennedy Pride to Princeton, right?
Fighting Eagles.
They're not gonna forget about us either.
The final leg of our tour was at Western Hills Golf Course on the west side of the city of Waterbury. There's been a new renovation to the inner lobby of the facility. I mean, the old lobby was old, it was antiquated, it did not present itself well going into the restaurant and the banquet hall. And through a grant and the efforts of the Ricciardi family, which run the Hills Restaurant, it's a beautiful lobby now. It's very enticing when you walk in, and it sets the theme for when you go into the restaurant and the banquet facility. It's a beautiful place up at Western Hills. A lot of improvements have been going on over the last few years, and I believe there are going to be even further improvements in the future. But it's a great facility. The Ricciardi family, they do a great job running the Hills Restaurant. It's quality place to go. And again, something impressive here in the city of Waterbury, and this was the final leg of our tour, so we saw the beautiful facilities up at PAL and what Chief Neil O'Leary has done. We saw the ongoing progress at Municipal Stadium. We saw some of the students at Kennedy High School being honored and the beautiful library that has been completed. And we wrap it up here at Western Hills Golf Course in the beautiful lobby that has been done over.
The city, along with the funding that you helped out with, the original $75,000, did a lot of the lobby work and also the work in the hallway and the locker room. So we're just going to take a look at that, and we'll introduce you to the Ricciardi family.
Good.
Hi.
These politicians playing much over there.
It's good to see you again. And of course, and Jimmy, if you want to talk, they're also the city in the grand reopening of not only here at Western Hills, but also at East Mountain, of which we're going to try to get to East Mountain, but I know your schedule's tight. You've got to get down towards the shoreline again. But they're giving golf for $3 for 9 holes, yep. Right, Jimmy, and 18 holes for $6. And here at Western Hills, the golfers then get a hot dog in between their rounds. So it's been kind of a grand reopening, and the weather's kind of held out somewhat. But not really, but it could be worse. Those are the older ones. You need a little bit newer weapon over there. The $500 weapons are over there. $500 weapon. There you go.
There you go.
$500 weapon.
I've never seen them that big.
Yeah, they're big now.
You hit it a mile with that.
Bigger, longer, and lighter.
Well, Mr. Speaker, you could use that to keep the General Assembly in order, right?
Very nice.
So,
Yeah, no.
What's that?
That's amazing.
This one's $3.99.
Cheap.
that's inexpensive, huh?
Put a bar in. Hey, you want to hit them? You got to
All
pay.
right, so we're going to scoot over here, Mr. Speaker, and
Hey, guys. Very good.
they got the
Jeff, where do you
computer.
want to set that up?
I don't think, we're just going to have the Ricciardis come out. We're just, I mean, I'd like to do it right here.
Look how
If you could.
nice.
Yeah.
We can just cut it.
Here, I'll get it for you guys.
So this was completely redone.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, so this was all redone. This is the glasswork, the ceiling, ladies' room, locker room leading to the men's locker room, which I'll show you that area. Yeah, the lockers are in tough shape. Obviously they tiled it, and this work, and opened up the glass, and you know, that whole thing. So it's, and this was not only what you helped out with, thank you again for that, but also the charity, what they put into it themselves. So, I want to just take you down the hall. Yeah. Thank you, very nice. Yeah, so this is all, you know, this was all correct.
James.
Bathrooms are done.
Yeah, well, they're not bad.
Did the locker rooms over too, Jeff?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. See the locker room all done.
Much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Put up a little mural here.
A lot cleaner.
Yeah. Painted the whole place, new lighting, carpeting, and, you know, kind of set it up like a real golf locker.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's, we were able to retrofit some of the existing lockers that were here. You know, redid some of the bathroom and showers, and then put the tables in here, and, you know, cleaned it up. New lighting made a big difference. It was very dingy in here. And we put all the new lighting in, so it's really kind of added to the nice atmosphere here for the golfers. Yeah.
Yeah, they still utilize this place a lot, or is it?
Yeah. This facility, the locker room area?
No, the club itself.
The club is certainly picking up more and more and more. There was, when the course was under construction, there was a little bit of a drop off, but now it's really starting to pick up. And, you know, the weather's been pretty decent, you know, this spring. So, this is George Charlie Jr., you remember Speaker Jimmy?
What do you think? Yeah, you like it?
He was marveling at it, so.
Thank you again for your help. I mean, you definitely was remembered.
The beauty part about this is that certainly there's state money, and we're again thankful to the speaker, you know, for helping us out here. But it's been a great public-private partnership for the Ricciardi family. You know, it's been committed not only to the golf course, but to the restaurant facility and the benefit of the restaurant and golfers.
And Waterbury in general.
And Waterbury. And contributed their own money on top of, you know, what the appropriation was from the state. So it's been a great public-private partnership.
Right, you helped us kind of put the cherry on, like, because we did with all, you know, with all our own private funding. We redid the dining room, the bar area, patio area. We redid the bathrooms. We redid the banquet rooms. And this was kind of like the final piece that just kind of tied everything together. And you know, when everybody's really, you know, golfers are really happy with how it came out. You know, obviously, people that come up just for not to play golf, just for actually dining, they love the change, and it's been a good thing for everyone.
I always enjoyed the place, but definitely nice.
Oh, definitely nice. Helping you know, of course, made the course that much better. And getting rave reviews about that as well, just from the people that come in after. So you had definitely a great effect on the whole facility.
We know that there's going to be some ongoing work, not only, and not to forget East Mountain, because it's important, and we're going to try to make that stop to go to East Mountain, because they're also mirroring what they're doing here today, Mr. Speaker, by having the $3 and $6 golfing for the day. So we're excited about what's going on at East Mountain, the golf course. We're excited about what went on here, and also we're continuing to do the renovations. The city, along with money that we've received from the state and bonding appropriations, will help both golf courses, and also for cart paths, design of some holes, design of some sand traps, and for work to be done up at East Mountain, which needs some additional work. And what's the work up at East Mountain that you want to kind of target on the golf course? It's like drainage systems and
a little bit of drainage, a lot of irrigation. We have an irrigation system that went in, I don't know, 1990, so 18 years ago, and that's kind of the lifespan of these things. So it needs to be updated.
Right on the left.
That went in before this irrigation system. That was the first, and so there's quite a bit of maintenance that has to stay on top of this. It's great to improve things, but you got to keep on top of it now, and that's where we are now.
And what,
Trying to maintain it.
and what we found, and the mayor has been wonderful with it, and all the city workers have been wonderful with it, is that when we do something at one course, we do it at the other course. So both courses get the attention, along with the East Mountain Park that's out very, very close proximity to, and probably part of the East Mountain Golf Course facility. So when we do one, we try to do the other, work in unison so it benefits both municipal courses. So you've been a large part of that, Mr. Speaker. You know, we again just want to thank you, and we appreciate your commitment to Waterbury and its citizens.
The most important thing is seeing the results, you know, and making sure that the dollars are well spent.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the special presentation of this tour with State Representative Berger and House Speaker Ainham. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. It really made me enthused about the positive ongoings here in the city of Waterbury and some of the great things that are going on that sometimes you really don't hear in the local media, but we try to bring some of this information to you on these special presentations. And on this specific tour, I'd like to thank our 73rd District State Representative Jeff Berger for all the work that he's done in the district and for the help that he's bringing to the city of Waterbury. And also like to thank House Speaker James Ainham for coming to the city of Waterbury. I know we had an enjoyable lunch after we did our tour, and it was nice to get to know the House Speaker a little bit. I think he's a well-rounded guy. I think that he has concern for the cities here in the state of Connecticut, and I know that he does plan on running for governor in the next, in about 2.5 years from now. And I think he's the type of person that could help provide some good leadership for the state, because he understands what we're going through in these cities and some of our needs. So once again, I want to thank State Representative Berger and House Speaker James Ainham for this enjoyable tour, and hopefully each and every one of you has enjoyed this program. Thanks for watching.